Speaker.
Andrew Bailey.
Thank you. Mr. Speaker, no one can doubt the genuine intention behind this underground coal mining bill that's before us today. Each of us clearly remembers the tragedy at Pike River and the enormous national wave of feeling and reaction, and later on the deliberations and debate of the Royal Commission. This government has acted on all of the recommendations of the Royal Commission. One of these recommendations specified or requested, and I quote here, the urgent establishment of an effective regulatory framework for underground coal mining. At that time, reference was made to the Queensland and also the New South Wales mining industry as demonstrating best practice. As a result, this government has worked with those areas and the experts from those areas, and also with our own coal mining industry, in order to improve and develop our own safety regulations to ensure that a disaster like Pike River can't or shouldn't happen again. Following on from this, in late 2013, Parliament passed legislation to significantly improve work safety in this country and included specific new regulations to address the coal mining industry. There were 6 principal provisions that were put forward through that legislation. The first one was about putting in place health and safety management systems. The second one was about appointing people to the newly created high hazardous part of WorkSafe. And I note that 17 of those high hazard inspectors have already been appointed or in place. Thirdly, about ensuring workers meeting new competency requirements. Fourthly, about complying with strengthened emergency standards, and related to that, making sure that we had the right emergency preparedness. And finally, about having notification and reporting requirements that were suitable and appropriate. Now, WorkSafe has been established and its funding has been recently boosted by $30 million, and the high hazardous unit, as I mentioned before, is already in operation. I also note that the government has made changes to the Electricity Safety Regulations 2010 to complement the new mining regulations, and 3 new changes were made. The first one was about ensuring the competency of those carrying out electrical work in mining operations is appropriate. Secondly, about improving the design requirements, assessments and verification of safety for mining equipment. And lastly, regulating the technical and endorsing the equipment requirements and maintenance of equipment used in mines. Other changes have been made to the Health and Safety and Employment Act 1992, and they've been specifically tailored to this industry, and these came into force in December 2013. As a result of the government's wide-ranging reforms, New Zealand's current approach towards health and safety is nearing best practice. The government has clearly demonstrated its determination to continue the process towards making sure all workers operating in coal mining industry are safe, and that we have in place the appropriate safety practices. The reforms aim to reduce injury and death by 25% by the year 2020. WorkSafe New Zealand is one of the most significant overall reforms, and it currently carries out about 12,500 operational inspections each year. The new Health and Safety Reform Bill is currently before the Select Committee and has been subject to long and lengthy debate, and we've had the opportunity to hear many submissions. We're committed to getting it right, and it is a collaborative effort with all parties of Parliament. I do note that in the original draft of the bill, that in Schedule 2, there is specific mention and an area dealing with the mining industry. All these important initiatives have consequently preempted the proposals of this bill and render its introductions redundant in view of the wide scope of changes and the overarching regulations that have already come into place. While commending the purpose of the Underground Coal Mining and Safety Bill, this national government considers it to be a duplication of all the good work that has gone on and is currently going on, and as such, we do not support its introduction.